discount do you get?
Right.
What kind of discount do you get?
For what, employee discounts?
No, for when buying in bulk.
We don't know that kind of information. Yeah. So they. Yeah,
do you pay the bills then when the movies come?
No, it's all done through corporate. So.
Okay.
So we don't take care of the electricity or the phone or any of that. It's all done through one billing cycle through corporate. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Is the franchise stores, are they like still through corporate with that too, like with the billing and stuff like that, or?
I think they're more locally. They have to pay the bills on their own. So like Family Video, they actually go through. They have to physically pay their phone bill, physically pay their electricity bill, and all that stuff. I would assume that the franchise stores would probably have to do the same, just because it's a personal owner. So.
Who decides what movies you stock?
Hmm?
Who decides what movies you stock?
Like what movies we get in?
Yeah.
Corporate. So.
Do they determine copies, number of copies too?
Oh yeah, I mean it's, because we're a little bit smaller store than Springfield Mattis. When Dark Knight came in, they got a little over 500 copies, and we got just a tad under 400. So just because they're they do anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 more a week than we do.
Okay.
So, which is quite a bit.
Yeah. Do you recognize Netflix as a competitor?
Oh, it's definitely a competitor. We don't really have much competition right now for Netflix. 3 years ago, we had our own online program, and that was the main thing that we were trying to push was customers, signing up for the online program because we were trying to really, really compete with Netflix. We were on a really, really good pace at one point, but that customer, they started to track, that particular customer is now spending a lot less money inside the actual stores.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they kind of backed off, trying to sign up for the online program. In fact, it's more for the in-store stuff. So, but it's definitely a major competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Is that your biggest competitor?
Hmm?
The biggest competitor or no?
For online, yeah. There's only. Well, all there really is Netflix, Blockbuster Online, or Redbox. So, in Redbox, it's not even close to being a competitor yet, so.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Now, what about Family Value?
Family Video?
Family Video?
Yeah, that one. Sorry.
Which, since you don't know the name, which means you don't go there.
I know. But, how is the business, compared to them?
We don't know their particular numbers, but it's the closest one to here is one way out on Philo, so there's not really much competition between our stores. Now, the one on Springfield Mattis, within a mile on Mattis, there's another one, but it's that store. The neighborhoods that behind Windsor and Duncan and all that. There's just too many neighborhoods out there, so there's not really much competition for them either. So. The Family Videos, probably affect maybe 10%. So, them more than us. So, because the other ones, it's quite far away. So.
If we go back to your Total Access program, how has that affected sales or inventory?
You mean the online program?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, like I said, when they were really trying to push it, they noticed the customer was spending a lot less money inside the stores, and that's when they kind of put a halt on it. Okay, let's focus on the in-store programs that we've got. So as much anymore, there's not as much of an effect as it was then. But the inventory of that's all through a separate distribution. So say, somebody has a problem with an online movie, that we can't swap that out in the store. They have to go through the distribution for the online program.
So is it separate?
Yeah, the online accounts and the in-store accounts are completely separate. So the only thing that's linked together is that customers can take their onlines, bring them back to the store, and exchange them for movies in store while they're waiting for the next movie in the mail.
I thought that got changed.
That did change. Now it changed to where customers bring a movie in, The movie that they swap it for then becomes now part of how many they have out. So say they have the 3 out through the online program. They bring 3 online in exchange for 3 movies inside the store. The 3 movies they exchange it for is now considered the 3 that they have out through the online program. Their next ones are not going to mail out
Right.
until the 3 rentals in the store are brought back to us.
So it's basically like it's turned into an unlimited rental program as opposed
It
to
already
mail.
was, but it actually the new change is actually worse because you exchanged the onlines for a movie inside the store. Well, that next online is still immediately mailed out, so you get to watch that while you're waiting for your next one.
Yeah.
Now you have to bring the movies that you exchanged from
Right.
the store back to us before the other ones can even mail out.
Why did they
customers-
change that?
I've probably talked about this with every single employee through Blockbuster. We have no idea.
Yeah.
They didn't give us any rhyme or reason as to why. We literally got notice on Friday. Hey, this is what's going to happen. This starts Monday.
Okay.
I mean, it
'Cause,
was
yeah,
that short.
I would say that I can understand it from a business perspective, in that they thought, oh, hey, we're totally giving away all these movies for free. But from a customer perspective,
yeah, I
I
mean,
can imagine that.
I mean, I've got 2 employees that are online customers as well. I mean, it affects them. But probably out of 100 customers that I've told about it, I maybe have had 2 customers where they didn't really act like they cared. I mean, everybody, is like, wow, that kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I try to make the best out of the situation, but it's hard to when I agree with them.
Right.
So, but why? No clue.
Have you seen a drop in online memberships since it's
The onlines, yeah, I've had some customers say, well, I'm just going to cancel this. So, but we have an in-store program, Total Access Movie Pass, where it's kind of the same thing. You pay one price a month. You can do 1 movie at a time or 2 at a time, and exchange them out. It's completely unlimited. You don't have to pay for the extra rentals.
Mm-hmm.
So usually if they're unhappy with the online because of that change, I try to get them to come to the in-store program. The online program, the only reason it's really good for is that people rent a lot of older movies that are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, because they've got, over 40,000 movies that, we don't have here inside the store. So, but if they're sticking strictly to new releases, it's, probably smarter for them to
Right.
do the in-store program. So.
Okay. What happens to overstock?
Overstock gets transferred straight out.
Okay.
So that's how they keep control of, any overstock or anything like that. Yeah, it'll eventually, like used products, sometimes they'll transfer to other stores, who might be selling that particular item better, but it's usually transferred out of the system and
Okay.
destroyed.
How often do you run out of a given title?
If it's a big title on the weekends, it's usually out. Like Notorious, it'll be out by mid-afternoon tomorrow. And we'll have copies come in and out, but as soon as a copy comes in, somebody's gonna ask for one, it'll go right back out. So over the weekends, it'll be hard too. So, but there's not much for the box office this weekend for theaters, so we should be, a little bit busier inside the stores. So,
Okay.
and weather plays a huge difference as well. It's a beautiful sunny day, 75 degrees. Nobody's gonna be renting a movie.
Yeah.
So, but say on Saturday, it's supposed to be 80, but it's also supposed to be raining as well
Yeah.
for most of the day. So we'll probably see more customers on Saturday than we will on Friday.
Now, you used to guarantee titles. Do you do that anymore?
Guarantee in the stock or it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got rid of that a few years ago just because they realized, hey, 200 copies, 100 people come in on Saturday night looking for this one title. That's 100 free rentals we just gave away.
Right.
So, it's probably a smarter deal to get rid of that program. But yeah, that was 2 or 3 years ago that they had that.
Okay. So, if you run out of a title, you don't do rain checks or anything?
Unfortunately not, no. So, it's just, it's hard to do rain checks, when there's probably 50, 60 different people looking for one particular movie. So, I tell them, just, here's our number, give us a call at any time. If we've got it, we can do it for you then. But, we, as far as trying to keep track of, say somebody wants to leave their name or number, and hey, give me a call when this movie